Visit the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame and Museum, where legends come to live. Open 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., Monday through Saturday.
I'll never distance myself from this baseball program. I would love to have made a difference as a player, made a difference as a coach, and then maybe one day I'll be able to look back and say, I made a difference here with all the athletic programs as athletic director.
But here we are, Ferris Field, Harvey Stadium, Cleveland, Mississippi, and the transition has begun. What does that mean?
Well, it means something a little different every day because it's a daily process for me. This has been my life for so many years, and it's been my full focus for so many years. It's gradually, and I think doing both jobs this past semester helped me transition into that with less stress. I'll never distance myself from this baseball program, but it's not going to be an easy transition for me. I know that, but very thankful for the days I had here as a player and a coach, and just so many great memories here, right here on this field.
So let's go back. I understand this past semester, but let's go back even further to the hiring process. We recognize Ronnie's about to step down, and how did your name get into the mix, and how did that decision come to be?
I really did not have that on my radar at all. I was fully focused as a coach. And when I was approached about it from some people who I'm thankful now did encourage me about it, my initial response was, no, I'm not interested in that. I'm a coach. I know who I am. I'm comfortable being a coach. I don't want to do that. And again, I'm thankful that some people that I respect a lot here in this community and on campus came back to me and said, hey, I think you really need to take a look at that. I think you'd be good at that, whatever. And that encouragement made me kind of stop and take a second look. Mm-hmm. And I think then I began to kind of realistically look at where I was in coaching. To be honest with you, I feel like I'm 40 years old. And I feel like I could coach 10 or 15 more years, and I'm thankful for that. And finally, I just came to a point where I just said, you know what, even though my heart says I'd love to coach 10 more years, probably realistically it'd be 2 or 3 more. But then this athletic director position may not be open then. Mm-hmm. They could hire someone, they come in, they're the athletic director for 10 or 20 years, who knows. And so I spent a lot of time praying about it and thinking about, did I even want to apply? I think the other thing that really entered into that was when I began to look at it, well, it's an opportunity to make a difference in all the athletic programs. And I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I'm saying that's what I want to happen. I would love to have made a difference as a player, made a difference as a coach, and then maybe one day I'll be able to look back and say, I made a difference here with all the athletic programs as athletic director.
So talk about, you mentioned it, but there's nothing in the time that I've known you and respected you so much, there's never been a decision you've made without prayer and conversation with family. So where did the conversation with the family come in on the AD side?
That's been our family's life. We've worked this program together. My kids have grown up here. This was kind of their playground. My wife has been fully committed as a support wife and worked so many aspects of this program. So it's been our life, and certainly they entered into that decision and had a lot of say-so in that decision. I think for them, they really wanted me to stay on and get 1,000 wins. I was 19 wins away from 1,000. And I think they knew me well enough to know that I probably wouldn't put a lot of time and thought into that. I would evaluate this for other reasons. So I think they kind of tried to be my conscience a little bit, and encourage me to do it another year. But at the end of the day, I really knew that I had made a commitment to the athletic director position, and the administration here has been wonderful. They've allowed me to make this decision in my own time. As a matter of fact, they've actually encouraged me to stay on if that's what I wanted to do. But I just knew how much work there was to be done on the total program side. I knew that, I had a great athletic staff in Chadwick Dixon that was covering a lot of things for me. My assistant coaches were really ramping things up and caring. And at the end of the day, I just knew in my heart, well, maybe not my heart, but in my head, I knew that both jobs needed a full-time focus and a full-time person.
What would be your message to your student athletes as the athletic director now?
Live your best life right now. We know that while you're going through college, you're preparing for your future, but that doesn't mean you can't live your best life right now. Don't put it on hold. Be a quality person right now. Be a quality student right now. Contribute to the university right now in the standpoint of your involvement and your interaction and all the things that you do. As an athlete, as I said earlier, wear the uniform with pride. Appreciate who gives you a scholarship. Appreciate and trust the coaches who come and work with you every day. And also would encourage our student athletes to support each other. Student athletes supporting student athletes. Have that fraternity feel among all of those brothers and sisters that play sports here together. And I would also say to those student athletes that you don't really realize it at the time. You go through college, and whether it's a 2-year window or a 4-year window or 5 or 6 year window for some of us, you don't really realize as you go through that process how much it's shaping and molding you and influencing you. Relationships, friendships, professors, people in the community. But later, when you look back at your life, you realize how much influence there was, how much opportunity for change there was.
So we've covered the athletic director position. Let's move back to chalk lines and dirt and grass. This February, we've got opening weekend, and you won't be our lead guy. Let's talk about that.
Well, you do something for 40 years and then all of a sudden you do something different. Obviously there's a transition that's involved. It'll certainly be a transition for me and my family, but it's one that I'm going to be excited about. I'm going to be right here supporting this team, this coaching staff, the next coach. And while I don't think the heart will ever really leave Ferris Field, but I'll still be very concerned about what happens here. I will be the biggest and most loyal supporter of this program, and I will be very happy to see the accomplishments and what is done here, and I'm going to be the happiest when I see them accomplish even more than what we've done to this point.